In this tutorial, we are going to learn about how to get data back from our second activity to main activity. Before starting this tutorial, if you don't know how to start activity and pass data between activities, you must check my tutorial first. I have attached a tutorial link in description below, or you can click on top right little I. I have already created two activities, main activity and second activity. So I explain first activity main layout and activity second. Text view is used to show the data that come from our second activity, and button is used to redirecting from one activity to another activity. So I bind this view into our main activity. Edit text view. I check the TV result and BT get data. TV result, button, BT get data. I initialize both views. Find view by ID, r.id, BT get data, find view by ID, r.id, semicolon. Now I set the listener on this button, BT get data, new, on click listener. So I declare intent object here, intent, new, intent. The first argument of intent is our main activity, and the second argument is second activity, the activity which we want to open. Now this activity expects the results from second activity. So in order to get data back from second activity, I write StartActivityForResult. The first argument of StartActivityForResult is intent, and the second argument is request code. Here it appears request code. So I request code, I declare this constant 777. You can assign any number to it. I explain this request code in moment. So after we send the data from our second activity to main activity, we have to get the data in our main activity. So we need to override the method on activity result. So type on activity, here it appears on activity result. First I check if request code equals. So this request code helps to identify from which activity we are returning from. So if we expect the multiple results from multiple activities, so here we also can add multiple checks, like if else if request code code 2. So as of now we are expecting one result from one activity. So I remove this. Again we add if check here of this result code. I explain this result code. Just fade result OK. This result code we specify in our second activity. If the operation was successful, then this condition would be satisfied. result okay. Result okay means operation was successful, and if operation wasn't successful, then we can write here result cancelled. For simplicity, we now set a result okay. Here I get the data first from this intent, which carries our data that comes from second activity. Data str, our intent data, get string extra. Here we write data name, extra underscore name. Now we going to set our data on text view. Set result, set text, sorry, data str. So this extra name we going to set in our second activity. So this activity code is now finished. Now we going to jump to second activity. First I explain activity second layout. This is the edit text, and I am going to first get the input from it, and I send the input by using this button send data. So I find this view, edit text first, I declare it, edt name, bt send data. Now I find this, find view by id, r.id. I find this edt name, find view by id, r.id. So I'm going to set a listener on this button, new, on click listener. Here I place semicolon. Now first I get the input from our edit text. As I click on button, I get the edit text value, name, edt name dot get string, get text dot toString dot trim. Trim is used to remove the spaces. Now I declare the intent object, intent new, intent. I put the data into intent object, put extra. Now I am going to use that extra name. And semicolon, sorry, comma, name, and finally I set result, which is this set result is a method of our activity. So activity, if the result was successful, if the operation was successful, then we can set the result okay, and we can put our data. And lastly we finish our activity. So now this code is finished now, and first we test our app in emulator. Here our app is launched now. Now first we click on this button. Now here we type some values to it. My name is Sagar Ghare, and we click on it, and here we got our data. So in this tutorial we have seen how to get data back from our second activity to first activity. So if you like this video, please share this video, subscribe to our channel, and let us know your thoughts in comment box below. Goodbye.